Area of triangles and trapezoids. Okay, obviously, clearly we're working on area. And what I'm going to tell you is, if I were you, I would write all of these down, all these formulas down, because yesterday you had to do area of a rectangle and area of a, what was it, a parallelogram? Because when you have the test on this, I don't know that I'm going to give you all these formulas. So you better have them written down so you can work on memorizing them and keeping them. I would put it in a notebook, not just to write them down. Keep them on a notebook somewhere in your notes so that you have them. So what was the area of a rectangle? What did we do? Just as a refresher, area of a rectangle was what? Length times width. So A equals L times W for rectangle. What about a parallelogram? What was the area of a parallelogram? Base times height. So A equals B times H for the parallelogram. Area of a triangle. It's another formula. Another. How can I? You can divide any parallelogram into two congruent triangles. Okay? So any parallelogram, you can basically break them into triangles. To put it another way, if you took two triangles that are the exact same size and shape, that are congruent, you can put them together and it'll make a rectangle. Or it'll make some sort of parallelogram. Okay? If you look at this, you have two triangles. Okay? Two triangles right here. They are congruent. You take them, you put them together, and it makes a parallelogram. Okay? So that's where we get our algebraic expression for a triangle. Let me ask you, Brett, how do you find the area of a parallelogram? Base times height. So if you had this parallelogram, you would take this base, the length of this base, times how tall it is, right? Well, what if you just had one of these triangles? These two triangles are the same size. Do half of that, right? Well, yeah, but so if we have the area of a triangle, we do base times, I shouldn't do capital B, B times H, and then once we do that, we divide it by 2. Or, to write it another way, 1/2 times the base times the height. To get the area of a triangle. That might be above some of you, but area of a triangle is half the product of the base times the height. So basically, like I said, the algebraic expression is 1/2 times the base of the triangle, so times this times how tall it is. So you take 1/2 times the length of the base times the length of the height. That's how you find area of a triangle. So you have a triangle. Got a 20-foot base, got a 12-foot height. What's the area of that triangle? Not 240. 1/2 times the base times the height. Well, here, let's just plug it in. A equals 1/2 times the base times the height. Let's plug it in. What's the length of our base? 20. So we take this 20, we plug it in there. So we're going to end up with 1/2 times 20 times the height is 12. So we plug the 12 in there, 1/2 times 20 times 12. We end up with what? What's 1/2 times 20? 10 times 12 is 120. Patience. Yeah, you do the same thing. You could go 12 times 20 divided by 2. It all works. To put it another way and make things easier for you, to me, this is how I do it. I look at the base, I cut it in half, and then I multiply the other one. Look at the base, cut it in half, multiply the other one. Or look at the other one, cut it in half, and multiply by the base. It doesn't matter because it's all multiplication, remember? That's our commutative property of multiplication. You can doesn't matter what order you multiply stuff. But you always have 0.5 or 1/2 of one of them and then multiply the other one. I don't know, whatever. You got a base, you got a height. Give me the two numbers we're going to give me the numbers we're going to multiply together, Corbin. 15 and 24. We can do that. We're going to cut the base in half. So basically it's 1/2 times 30 times 24, which is the same as 15 times 24, which is what? Is it 360? Oh, yeah. 360 square inches. Good. I'm proud of you guys. On your whiteboards. Give me that one. Show me what you're multiplying together to make it happen. So ideally for this one, hey, look, this is what I was hoping for. Ideally, I wanted you to write this. 1/2 times 8 times 5 equals 20. And what was it? Inches, square inches. Okay? Ideally, that's what I'm looking for. Okay? Yes. You can do that too. It all works. That all works. 8 times 5 divided by 2 works. Whatever works best in your head. Because this times 1/2, that times 1/2 is at some point in time you got to cut something in half. Okay? Whether it's the total, whether it's one of the two, or whether it's the base or the height, at some point in time, when you multiply by a half, you are dividing by 2. Okay? And it just, that's because of the commutative property of multiplication. It doesn't matter when you do it. You can do it before, you can do it after, you can do it to the 8, you can do it to the 5. You get the same answer. You know, if you took 8 times 2.5, you would still end up with, right? Yeah, still end up with 20. Okay, whiteboards. That base is 4.5 feet, and the height is 24 feet. So ideally, what you should be writing down right now is 1/2 times 4.5 times 24 equals you got it before. Why can't you get it now?
I don't understand the 1/2. I didn't do it.
Yeah, but do it your way. Okay? That's one way to do it. Except you didn't get it right. It's one way to do it, but you didn't get it right. You didn't multiply it right. The answer is 54 square feet. All right, I got to move on. Another one that you want to write, and this is one you're going to write down because you will not remember it, I promise. To find the area of a trapezoid. Remember, a trapezoid is a shape. Corbin, please stop wasting my markers. And write down the area of a trapezoid. Remember, a trapezoid is a shape that has exactly one set of parallel lines. Okay? Write it down. A equals 1/2 times the height, and then in parentheses, B1 plus B2. It's just one of those things you have to remember. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no real explanation that I have for you right now. I just want you to understand to plug all of that stuff in, how to plug it in. So check this out. Remember, our algebraic expression was A equals 1/2 times the height times B1 plus B2. So this base plus this one. So when you plug all those numbers in, you substitute 4 for the height. So 4 will go here. 14 for B1, 12.5 for B2. So it'll look like this: 1/2 times 4 plus 4, or times 14 plus 12.5. You're just plugging numbers in. So for this, for every trapezoid you have 3 things that you have to plug in there. And then you do the math. You got to do in parentheses first according to order of operations. So you're going to end up with 1/2 times 4 times 26.5. You multiply it out. You end up taking 1/2 times 4, which is 2, times 26.5 is, ends up being 53. Okay? Please try that one on your own, on your whiteboards. I think we're almost out of time.